With Mongolia in the name, this is what we expected, and this is what we found, to a large extent anyhow. We gathered in Beijing and met for a Peking duck dinner. Mongolia is a country of its own. Inner Mongolia is a Chinese state. Our initial destination is Ulaanbaatar. Our flight we were greeted and decorated, then bussed into the local capital, Ulaanbaatar. This is believed to be the home area of Genghis Khan. A walk through the main square with its card players. Loafers. And lots of pictures. The Ulaanbaatar Nationality Museum was officially closed, but they let us in. It was very well done. Back to the bus to travel to Ergun. There was a rest stop which allowed us some interesting pictures. The signs were intriguing. 4 languages, each with its own script: Chinese, English, Russian in Cyrillic, and Mongolian. By the time we finished eating, the streets were busy and all lit up. The Chinese government has been spending a lot of money on tourist infrastructure and promotion. It appears to be successful. We have heard several reasons for this investment. One is the fact that the Chinese middle class are looking for places to go, particularly in the summer where very high humidity in the south, and the facilities just weren't available up here. The second one is that the area was inhabited by migratory herders, and the government likes to keep them under control, which is pretty hard to do when they're migratory, so that they are encouraging settlements where the tourism is to provide a source of income for them. In this case, I preferred the signs. These thistles aren't native. They were imported from Germany to be used for Chinese medicine. Unfortunately, they've taken over a large area. The Russian influence is obvious, but we are close to the border. Back on the road, which like yesterday's is being rebuilt. We had to put up with these very rough bypasses. The rebuilding here is very obvious. town center is being rebuilt, but there's the odd one of these old houses still in existence. In this area, the Chinese-Russian border follows the river. Our hotel in Shiwi. As you can see, there are newer ones under construction in the background. Street vendors preparing for the evening trade. David, our guide, and I, standing beside a stone celebrating Genghis Khan. After the obligatory posing with the locals, it's back on the bus. Today we visit a village where some reindeer herders have been re-established, and then we return to Agun. There was quite a bit of activity on the outside of the gate, but we didn't see any at all on the inside. As usual, there was shopping. They even made a sale. But the main reason for the stop was, of course, rather than go into the park, we pulled off on a little side road and had a look at the vegetation. The latitude is similar to that of the Shuswap, and the vegetation isn't that different either. They're promoting some electronic device. It appears the noodles are being sold by the foot. It's not peanut butter, and it's not mustard. Yolanda thinks it might be some kind of a sweet made from beans. I think she's right. Siesta time. But who's looking after the shop? It's okay, I'm in charge. The Winkie people originated in Siberia as migratory reindeer herders. This group established themselves in northern China, but in 2002 to 2003 were resettled here. The suggested reason for the resettlement is that the government wanted the land that they were on for either forestry or mining. According to a couple of foreign papers, this has been a failure. There's no reindeer moss here, so it has to be shipped in to support this herd. The Winkie themselves have lost their culture and spend their days drunk on beer. A tourist thought she could feed this fellow just a part of a loaf of bread. A bit of a twist of his antlers was enough to convince her otherwise. The first and only motorhomes we've seen in China. Just like home, except here it's very popular with the tourists. Migratory beekeepers. They extract the production every day, so what they sell by the roadside can be little more than nectar. They also collect pollen. The restaurant we ate in was a little bit fancier than this one. The people in the room next to us had this barbecued lamb. Very fancy. Today we follow the Russian border to Manzhouli. Of course you can visit my house. There are a lot of peppers in their diet. Laurie with the girl's mother. Her 78-year-old father. Her husband and children were away working somewhere. You can come in, Felix. There's lots of room. We're getting into the grasslands. We'll see lots of these. Across the road was a lower budget operation. This is a more substantial fence than we've been seeing. It marks the beginning of the controlled zone between the road and the Russian border. Cows along the roadside doing what cows do, walking in front of cars. This was one of the first to be established. About 660 acres. Those pieces of meat do look a bit suspicious, but it was another good meal. I took this shot through a window. It looks very comfortable. A tea shop with a tea drinker's dedicated table. Those wheels look solid to me. Manzhouli is China's largest inland port. Virtually all the trade with Russia passes through here. The two countries use different rail gauges, so everything has to be offloaded and reloaded. It looks like she's being welcomed, but actually that's her job. They hire Russian girls to lure tourists into the shop. And tourist shoppers there are. They come across the border from Russia. Once this bus was fully loaded, another one moved in to be loaded the same way. For a charge, you can have your picture taken with this dog. Lots of photo opportunities. And we aren't inside yet. The three faces are supposed to be different. One Chinese, one Russian, and one Mongolian. The inside has shops, restaurants, and some offices. I believe this building is one huge shop. It appears they've made a sale. Next stop is where the Chinese, Russian, and Mongolian borders meet. Unfortunately, you have to pass this, and to do it, you need a Chinese, a Russian, or a Mongolian passport. Government buildings of some kind. It was closed Monday, but it served for some selfies. But there were a few replicas around the lake. Next stop, a small lake where you can view the Russian border in the distance. They came out, had Lori dump a few pictures from her camera, then went back in. The Russians seemed to be a bit more interested. That's their tower over there. Our return to a hotel at the airport at Ulaanbaatar. Those are the traditional Mongolian saddles. A must-watch westerns on TV. Our last night in Ulaanbaatar. And Mongolian hot pot for supper. Just in case you want to take some home with you, they sell it at the airport.